Turning now to East Palestine, Ohio, to a story we have been covering extensively here at NewsNation. Residents are still concerned as to whether there are any more health hazards that still exist since the toxic train derailment in February. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg sat down with our Nick Smith with how the EPA is making sure people who live there are taken care of.
And Mr. Buttigieg, how would that specifically address situations like the one in East Palestine, Ohio, where residents are still complaining about smelling noxious smells in the air and questioning whether or not their water is safe?
Well, the biggest thing that's helping the residents on a day-to-day basis right now is the work of the EPA. The EPA is holding Norfolk Southern accountable for the costs of the cleanup and making sure that there is testing of air, of soil, and of water.
A new study by Carnegie Mellon and Texas A&M found that one type of hazardous irritant was up to 6 times the normal level. Researchers say there is a need for more air quality monitoring at the site of disasters. This study was published in Environmental Science and Technology Letters. NewsNation's Rich McHugh joins us live now. Rich, I know you spoke with the lead on this study. What did he say?
Hi, Brooke. So Norfolk Southern train derailed back in February, and 3 days later, officials there decided to burn 5 tank cars full of vinyl chloride, this compound which is very toxic, over the skies of East Palestine and the surrounding areas. The EPA basically said the townspeople were free to leave, then they were free to come back. They were free to come back. It was safe 3 days later. In that time, residents complained of illnesses, skin rashes, respiratory issues, headaches, and whatnot. In that same time, investigators from Carnegie Mellon and Texas A&M were driving around in a van outfitted with something called a mass spectrometer, which can measure thousands of compounds in the air every second. One compound they detected stood out to them, acrolein, a harmful chemical compound. Albert Presto is the lead on the study. Here he is.
Exposure to acrolein at high enough concentrations can harm human health. We observed concentrations that were at times above health relevant limits.
Presto and his team recorded acrolein 6 times higher than the recordings in neighboring areas. And Presto says that while the EPA did detect acrolein, they did not detect it at harmful levels because they were not looking for it at those levels.
The techniques that we were using had better detection limits, had lower detection limits than the methods EPA was using. So we can measure lower concentrations than they can. And that was relevant. That's something we point out in the paper, that in some cases, and acrolein was one of the cases, the health relevant limits were actually lower than the lowest concentration that EPA could measure. But we could measure way lower.
We asked the EPA for comment. They did not respond to comment before our air just now. This comes after extensive reporting by us with independent tester Scott Smith, who found 9 new dioxins in the air, water, soil, and in people's furnace filters in and around East Palestine. Brooke?
Rich, this story seems to finally be getting some attention with lawmakers in Washington. What are they saying about it?
It certainly is. Bill Johnson, a local congressman there, talked to Blake Berman just recently. I want to play a soundbite. Take a look.
Yeah. Nobody from the federal government told you about this report?
No, I haven't seen a report about acrolein. No.
Wouldn't you expect that? I mean, that seems sort of...
Well, absolutely, absolutely. You would expect to hear something about it, and you know, I'm grateful that that NewsNation is keeping this in the news, because the mainstream media long ago shut down their operation in East Palestine. I'm there every week. I talk to the residents. I talk to the EPA, both federal and state. No one has ever mentioned acrolein to me.
Now, just a reminder, Brooke, Ohio Governor DeWine just last week declared the area a disaster, effectively kicking it to the president's desk. So we will wait and see whether President Biden will agree and declare it a disaster as well, allowing federal aid to come in. Brooke?
All right, Rich McHugh, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.